Hi, let's talk about what we learned today. I'm your co-host, Chris Ballinger, joined by my other co-host, Jessica Ballinger.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest, the birthday girl herself, Bailey Ballinger.
Hello. Hi.
Bailey is our daughter, and she just turned 13. How's that going for you?
Great.
All right. And at the beginning of our podcast, we usually talk about what we learned this week. And we learned what it's like having a 13-year-old in the house.
Yes.
A teenager.
We know now, so we are now experts.
Yeah, one
Yep.
week. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
How are you feeling with your age and your
The
oldness?
same.
The same. How was your birthday party?
Really cool. Amazing. Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody what you did?
Well, we did Disneyland. We did it.
But Disneyland's closed, Bailey.
Yeah, how could you possibly do Disneyland while it's closed?
Well, we did it at my aunt's house, and it was amazing. And so what happened was there was like a box on wheels that you
Yeah, me.
pushed us around in. And there was like a
Projector?
projector and it like projected videos of Disneyland rides, and you pushed us around. It's
Yeah,
really
basically
fun.
we shook the kids in boxes in time with videos of the rides happening. It was a lot
it
of
was
fun.
really cool.
And we had some pretty good imitation snacks and treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had pickles and churros and
Really quick question. Did
Yeah.
you like it when I pushed you on the Pirates ride?
Oh, it was fantastic. You did a great job.
Thank you. I saw you going.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Daddy loves the Pirates rides. So.
Yeah. I got to ride the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Shanghai, which I've never been to, which was really cool. It was a neat experience.
Yeah, we went on the Star Wars ride too. That
Yeah,
never
we haven't
went
been on that Rise of Resistance, and we got to go on it on your birthday. So that's birthday dreams do come true.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool. I thought your birthday was like kind of the best birthday I could imagine. Like we
Yeah, it was
all
amazing.
Said, yeah, and everybody there, all the adults even said like this is maybe one of the best days of our lives. Like it's so fun. And we just all had a really great time. And I thought that was especially cool because I know that this year for a lot of people has been a year where we've had to change our expectations of like what a party would look like. And obviously 13, because you're a teenager now, is considered kind of like a monumental birthday. Like it's a big one. And I think that people could get in a mindset, or you could have gotten in a mindset of being like disappointed because you couldn't have your friends over in the same way. In the past, I know you've loved doing sleepover birthday parties, and I just thought it was really cool that I feel like we ended up with something even better than we would have done if this year hadn't have had the obstacles that it had.
Yeah, I mean, I just miss Disneyland, you know? Like, I just wanted to go to Disneyland again.
Do you think we would have gone to Disneyland if it had been opened?
Probably not. I think
Well,
we
I mean,
would have been
would
to
that have been your dream?
Great Wolf Lodge.
Okay.
No, I don't think it would have been like my giant dream, because like we had gone there all the time. Like there was a period of time when we went there like every Wednesday.
Yeah, because we're in Southern California and we do have annual passes, so we kind of like it's different than living far away from Disneyland.
Yeah, so I don't think I would have like missed it as much, but I missed it so much. And when I got there and I heard the music playing, I was like, oh my gosh.
Aw. So it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
It was actually really fun operating the rides. Eric and I kept talking about it afterward. He actually came up to me a couple times and was like, man, it was just so much fun, like making the ride for the kids. Like he was really excited about
It
making
was
the
really
motions.
fun making the motions for you.
Yeah. That was a special time because I got to go into the cardboard box and get shoved around a little bit.
Yeah.
And Bailey was operating my cardboard box on wheels. It was pretty good.
So Bailey, would you say you had any like standout presents, like things that you'd recommend for other people to get for 13-year-olds if they're trying to get presents for them?
You know, I don't know, because every 13-year-old's different, and every 13-year-old likes different things, and it really just depends on what they like.
I think Bailey got a lot of very Bailey specific gifts this year.
Yeah.
Like the things that she's interested in that are like little niche interests. I feel like. So like you got a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff, and you got like bookmarks.
Yeah.
And a device that doesn't need bookmarks.
Do you ever try and put the bookmarks in your Kindle that you got for your birthday?
Not yet, but
It's like, these are not compatible.
my gosh. No, because I still get books from the library sometimes too, because that Kindle does not have all the books in the world.
That's true.
But it has a lot of books.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's neat that they have that. It's like the unlimited thing. Have you read any books yet on your Kindle?
Yeah, I read the second Heroes of Olympus graphic novel, which was really cool because I didn't even know there was a graphic novel for it.
A graphic novel on the Kindle?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's black and white.
Nice. Well, that's fine.
Did you show it to Jacob? I feel like he'd be into that.
Yeah, I showed it to him, but he couldn't read it because he isn't on that book yet.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta reach the book before you read the books.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything new this week, Jess?
I guess just how to raise a teenager. I'm just nailing it so far.
Yeah. How are we doing, Bailey? Are we doing a good job?
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Yeah. You did a pretty teenagery thing the other day when we tried out the different Starbucks drinks.
Oh yeah, coffee.
What did I do?
You drank like lattes and such.
Yes. Those were the stuff.
Those were the stuff.
Those are the stuff.
So I learned how to use the Starbucks app to order drinks. That's what I learned this week. It was a big accomplishment for me because I've had the Starbucks app, but I've never been able to like log in properly to actually place an order. And I figured it out and I did it. And I'm very proud of myself. It was really easy. I just had never done it before.
And now you're so enabled. You're going to be picking up.
I know.
Starbucks
I kind of
drinks.
like at one point today.
So many lattes for me.
At one point today, I usually make coffee at the house, but
Yeah.
today I was like, I could just type in a few keys here
And get me a coffee.
and get Bailey a coffee.
Thank you.
So what we're talking about is Bailey tried out all the Christmas or holiday drinks, the special drinks that are available right now at Starbucks on our other YouTube channel, on the YouTube channel Ballinger family. And we actually did it with two of her brothers as well. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we always have like a lot of fun with those challenge style and like taste test videos. And I feel like that kind of leads into today's topic because we will be talking about games that we like to play as a family, like kind of more specific to board games, and also different ways we've adapted with board games during the pandemic quarantine period of life, and the gateways we've made with young children so that they end up loving playing games with us later in life because that's like one of our parenting goals, right, Christopher?
Oh yeah, we were like, we need a third person for a long time. Back in the day,
ago.
we were like, man, we really need a third person to play some of these games.
Play Catan.
Yeah,
Like,
how are we gonna do this?
we can't do that with just us two.
Yeah, so now we've got a bunch of little board gamers.
That's the story of you, Bailey. That's how you were made.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
That's not the only reason.
Well, and now she doesn't even really like Catan that much. Do you?
We played it so many times.
Oh, we out.
Womp, womp.
Good thing we've got more children on deck.
You back up me?
Yeah, we do.
Rude.
Well, if you're not gonna play Catan with us,
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk about that as soon as we check in with some of our sponsors.
So this is actually a topic that a lot of people have requested over the years that we talk more in depth about board games and what we recommend, because we talk about board games a lot. Like we show that we play them as a family on our
love board
YouTube
games.
channel. We were actually in Games Club in college.
Yeah,
we had
Friday
an official Friday night math room
Yeah,
board
we met in
game.
the math room.
Wait, what? They do that?
Yeah, that's
At our
why
college
is
they
so
did.
Great.
Wait, did they only do it at your college?
Maybe.
I need to do your college then.
Well, you can set it up at any college. Like, you can be your own president of Games Club, as we were. I think we were
Jessica,
co-president.
Well, no, I think I was a vice president.
Maybe I was co-president with somebody. Basically, the way we had our system was whoever wanted to attend the meeting that made you an official like group or club at the college got to be the president.
So there were like 6 vice presidents. And I think it was just so we could put it on our resume or something. It was like, you can put this on your resume.
I think it was because somebody
president.
had to do it in order for us to have access to the math room on Friday nights.
Yeah. We had T-shirts made up.
Yes.
It was a real deal. And it was Friday night in the math room.
And we were all very available.
It was on Friday night.
Because everyone was doing something different than that on Friday night.
And it was printed on the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Do you still have the T-shirt?
I think I donated them last week and said I will never need these again, right, honey? Because I've held on to them since college.
There might be some in a box somewhere in the garage.
I don't know.
I feel like there might be.
I'll look for it, but I just did that. Like, they were in my drawers for almost 20 years.
Oh my
waiting for you to say, can I just see that Games Club T-shirt? And I was going to go, yes. Here's my Games Club T-shirt.
Mom, you know what fashion I've always been interested in? Games Club T-shirts. Do you happen to have any?
And then I was like,
Mom, do
Yeah.
you know what fashion I've always been interested in?
what, honey?
Games Club T-shirts.
You
Do
walked
have
right into
any?
that one.
Yeah. Not anymore. Not anymore.
So anyway, we know some things about board games. And so we're going to talk about that.
And T-shirts.
And we know very little about T-shirts, only about board game club
And
T-shirts.
almost zero about fashion.
Yes,
So.
obviously.
So yes, why don't we start with saying some of our personal favorite games?
Okay, that sounds good. You want me to start? Bailey, you want to start?
I can start.
Yeah, let's have you start.
I know this is my topic, but hey, I'm ready. I love the game Pandemic. It's a real board game.
Oh my gosh.
It existed before 2020.
Yes. Let me just say, I played Pandemic a few months into the pandemic. And I was like, I really can't lose this. I need to save the world.
Yeah, you tend to take it much more seriously, but it's also very empowering, even in the pandemic. But I loved this game even before 2020. And I particularly love the legacy version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know about legacy games until somewhat recently, like a few years ago.
We really
jumping-
lost the first one.
Jumping right into the nerdy stuff, like
Well,
straight
this
away.
is my favorite.
Yeah,
so
no, I
I'm
love
telling
it.
you, like, this is my favorite.
I didn't know if we
Yeah,
were going to
same.
ease into this, but you're going for it. I like it.
So Pandemic Legacy, and they have this for like the game Risk, and they have it for a few other games, but Pandemic Legacy was our first legacy game. And basically it takes a game that you like to play and they make it kind of long form, and they make it so that the game itself changes and like physically changes as you're playing it. So you like add stickers to it, you rip up cards.
There's more of a story.
I love ripping up the cards. It's so satisfying.
It's very satisfying and a little intimidating. And it's there's a story to it.
Yeah.
And depending on how often you're able to play and like what kind of players you are, it can take a shorter amount of time or it can take a long time. I think for us, gosh, we haven't even finished the
Season
last
2?
Yeah, we haven't. It has a season 1 and a season 2. And we still have one left of season 2, and I really want to play it.
Okay, I'm sorry, but can I just talk about how satisfying it is to rip out those cards, especially after you just lost a game of Pandemic Legacy? You just go.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild feeling to like destroy the board game that you're playing. But I will say for us, the type of gameplay we've done, and when I played it with my friends, because we played our own separate game of it, it took, I think, over a year for both of our groups. So like we did get a lot out of it, but it's not replayable. Like,
Yeah, that you
toss it
change
at
the
end.
whole board game as you play.
Yeah.
I kept to the faded figures.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, that there are spoilers within the game, so it's hard to go back and play again. And I know that there are.
Spoiler alert.
I can't do that like way after do the spoiler Bailey, but okay. So I would say Pandemic Legacy. I love the game Catan. We have a bunch of the expansions, and we haven't given them enough of a try, I think. The one that I did try, I didn't like that much. It had like pirate ships, and a lot of people like it a lot in the reviews, and it just like didn't. I still didn't like love it as much as I love the original, but I do love original Catan, and I really like the game Dominion, and Christopher and I have found an online way to play that together too, which is kind of like a little embarrassing as like game people. Like it's kind of funny. We sit next to each other in bed with like our laptops, like playing a board game against each other now. But it's really fun, and the setup's so easy, and it makes it so that you learn expansions like a lot easier. So I really appreciate that.
What game is that again?
Dominion.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I'll say that's my top 3 and leave it at there, because I don't want to take all the games from you guys.
Okay.
So and Bailey, I know, likes very different games than my top 3.
Yeah.
So I want to hear Bailey's.
Yeah.
now.
What's up with yours, Bailey?
Okay, so I like more like, I don't know, role play and fantasy adventure. So my top 3 are Mysterium, which is a game where there's a ghost, and then the ghost is like, I forgot what happened to the ghost, but something happened with the ghost, and we're trying to like free it or something by figuring out who murdered it and with what and where. And the ghost like gives you cards, and it's like, okay, well, you have to one of these are going to like teach you, they're going to like,
it's just like the game Clue, which is really popular. It's like the same objectives as Clue, but with a similar gameplay as Dixit.
Yeah.
So Dixit is like a visual. You try to kind of match visual clues, but you aren't guaranteed which cards you're getting. So it's sometimes it's almost like being telepathic with your people you're playing with. Yeah.
The clues are very abstract. So you get a clue and you don't know what it's pointing to. So you have to kind of go off of that person's personality.
Yeah,
but it's
like
a really fun game.
You see a card with like, it's yellow. I'm just giving an example. I don't remember what the cards look like. And then there's like a red apple in the corner. And then there's like a giant worm destroying a tower. And you're like, what is going on? What the heck am I supposed to do with this card?
Yeah, and you're trying to get them to guess like the chef. And they're like, well, it's got an apple in it, so that's like food. So maybe they'll connect that I'm thinking the chef because I put a card with food in it.
But then like there could be a snake on someone else's card. And you'd be like, wait.
The worm's in the apple. Now they think it's a snake. And yeah. It's an interesting game. I really, really like it a lot.
What other games do you like, Bailey?
I really like Apples to Apples too.
Very fun. Good group game.
Just because it has very funny results, and it makes me laugh every time. Like, we have a Disney one. It's like, amazing, and then Parker puts down like barfing gnome.
Any other games, Bailey?
And then I really like D&D, which is a role-playing game where you like kind of everything's made up within like the mind of the dungeon master and the people playing. I like being a player personally because dungeon master is really fun. You get to make up all the story and stuff, but I mean, I'd rather be playing it and having the adventure, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I like being a player as well.
And when you're the player, you have like your characters, and you're like trying to defeat monsters and complete your objective. And you normally like have personal goals or like goals assigned to you throughout the game and stuff like that, and it's just really fun.
I am shocked that you haven't mentioned Mansions of Madness.
That's my last game that I was about to
okay.
mention.
You're gonna do top 4 then.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
sorry. Not top 3.
You get a bonus game from Bailey.
You get a bonus game. Okay, so your bonus game is Mansions of Madness.
Whoa.
Who would have guessed?
That's a big surprise.
Who would have guessed? It's a big surprise. Okay, in case you didn't hear me because I was whispering dramatically, it was Mansions of Madness, and it's really fun. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, except the iPad is the Dungeon Master, and then everyone else is the players. And so basically throughout the game, the iPad tells you, okay, you're going to bring like different pieces of the board on. And then we're going to have all these monsters that are going to attack you at certain points. You can lose sanity, you can lose health. And you either complete the objective, which is different for every game, or you die.
So here's the thing with Mansions of Madness for me. I always feel like we're playing it wrong, and that stresses me out. So I feel like it's the perfect game for me. I feel like I'd love it. I do like the idea of the Dungeon Master being replaced by an iPad and like letting everybody have the mystery of the game. But I just feel like it's too hard. Like we never get anywhere near winning, like on any level.
I kind of like that about it. Like
Yeah, I
somebody's
like
always
that
going
about it,
insane.
I definitely do not. Like and part of it is the discomfort of feeling like I don't understand the game. Like,
So we just need to research it more.
I just want to know that
if
I'm
we
playing it right.
research it, there will be spoilers.
That's the
No
thing.
spoilers.
And that's so true. It's like a lot of the games we like to play, there's the issue of if you research it, there are spoilers.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that's so hard. It seems like on Board Game Arena, they do a pretty good job of hiding spoilers. I
Yeah.
have accidentally stumbled on some spoilers while like researching the game, like researching specific moments, but I feel like they cover it up and you've got to expand it.
Wait,
And-
they have legacy games? Sorry for interrupting, but they have legacy games on Board Game Arena?
No, it's it's message boards about the games. So it's people like talking about them.
Why would you get spoilers by looking?
So what they do is they'll go like, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck on the month of June, and we think we messed up. Like, was it supposed to be like this? And then people go like, oh no, you forgot to open this box or something. And then they kind of help you.
Oh. That's what you meant by that.
Yes, that was it. So, yes, it's a forum for cool people to hang out and talk board
Like
games.
me.
On Friday nights. Okay, so my favorite games, one of my all-time favorite games is Memoir 44.
Oh, yes.
And it's a game that I don't know if Jessica likes it as much, but I
like
really
it okay.
appreciate. You do? Okay.
I like it okay, but I feel like it's a little bit like edging towards the chess side of things, and
Yeah.
I'm not a chess fan.
It's a strategy war game. It's based on battles in World War II. What I like about it is it comes with a book, and the book goes over certain historical battles and what actually happened, and then they kind of set up a scenario similar to that on the board, and then you play those battles out.
Yeah, that part's really cool.
I really appreciate the historical element. Like
Yeah.
it definitely gets you asking questions and more interested in that time in history and those
like
specifics.
Hamilton.
Yeah, but a different war.
Yeah,
But
well,
yes.
I think she was saying like the way Hamilton gets you
Oh,
excited.
like the musical. Yes.
Yes.
And that's something like Christopher and I, as like homeschool educator people, like that's something we're always looking for, are things that are fun that can then become teachable moments.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, inspiration to learn.
Yeah.
For sure. And then another point in history is Stone Age.
Yes,
I
that's
like
a
playing
great
Stone
game.
Age. That's a
that
good game.
that one's a really fun. Yep.
So in that one, you're kind of creating a group of people that are hunter gatherers, and you build a civilization, and you try and build the most successful civilization, and that's good. I should mention Memoir 44 is only a 2-player game,
Yes.
whereas something like Stone Age is like up to 4 players.
Yes, and you can play it with 2 players, but it's a little bit better with more than 2.
Yeah.
But it is playable. We've done it.
Another game that I've really enjoyed lately has been Scythe. That game it's another strategy sort
Yeah.
of game,
It's really fun.
but you like that one.
Yes.
That one's fun. You can play with more players.
It is a little bit more difficult to learn, but once you get it, it's pretty simple. What do you think, Bailey, of Scythe?
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Memoir 44 mixed with Small World. Mixed with
Small World's a good game too.
Villainous.
Don't play that.
Small
very often.
World's really, really fun.
You know what?
I haven't
Villainous.
played it since Duncan was born, actually.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Villainous is actually a good point because the gameplay in Villainous is you have your own board game and objective, like your own little mini board, And this incorporates a big map board
Yeah.
with the mini board.
Villainous is really cool. It's like you're playing as Disney villains, and it's sort of like a role-playing game. And you can buy expansions where you get different Disney villains that you can play as and have those boards. And it is a great beginner version of Scythe, which they're not related at all. But like, I feel like playing Villainous really led me into learning the Scythe gameplay.
Yes.
And it was really helpful to have played that game.
And that kind of jumps into another topic that I wanted to talk about with the board games is board games that kind of lead you to other board games, especially board games like how did we introduce gameplay to our kids?
Yeah.
So one game that we play, it's not really a board game, but it introduces the element of rules and like I don't know, gameplay with other people is Zingo.
Right. I love the game Zingo. It's bingo essentially, but
with a zing.
With a zing.
That's what I was going to say.
What I love about Zingo is that I can play it with a 2.5-year-old and it's just as interesting to me as it is for them. And there's risk enough that I could lose to that 2-year-old. And I think that makes it a little bit fun, like more fun. And then I love that it has elements to it that if you're recognizing them and aware of them as the adult, you can teach so many great elements of sportsmanship and gameplay with it. So we have some rules that we've established. It's not like in the rule book or anything, but it shoots out these tiles and you have a little board, like a bingo board, where you have to complete it with the images.
With the tiles that come out cover the image on the board.
Yeah. And I think the gameplay might actually be that you're supposed to grab the tiles, and we don't allow that. So what we do is we say, you need to say, they're pictures of like a house or a dog or something. And if on your board you have a dog, you say, I have a dog. And whoever says it first then gets access to that tile. And you can't, and you're not allowed to touch it until you've said it. And the person goes, okay, they're like, grab it. Or I think even when we first start playing, the adult has to be the one to hand it to the child. Yeah. So now we've gotten a little bit more loose because our kids like really understand how to play and they can do it well. But initially it was like, okay, you say I have a dog, we'll hand you the dog and you can put it on your square. And then, the other thing is that if the other person, the adult or another like child playing, gets it first and says, I have a dog, we like to tell the other person to say, good job. Yeah. Like, okay, you got it. That's great. Like, and to kind of cheer them on. And we kind of discuss those elements with them while they're playing. And it's just a great game for teaching those things. And I really enjoy it.
There's another game similar to it that's Spot It. That also has you can incorporate those types of rules into it as well, where you have to say it before you grab it.
Well, and I think it also like it works well for a young kid. I think Spot It comes a little bit after Zingo for us, like 3-year-old and up. But it's always really great when you can find a game that works with a small child who really wants to play games. Like I just think it's really cool.
The next game up that I would like to mention is Catan Jr. It's actually a really fantastic game.
It's so good.
It's fun to play as an adult. Like I would play it with an adult. Yeah. I would do it. I don't think I would have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But you can also play it with kids all the way down to like age 4 or 3 or something like that. We play it with our 3-year-old and he loves it, and he's got his own strategy. He figures it out. He's learning how to trade things and manipulate things on the board. Really, really cool game.
Yeah, I think especially since he had experience with other beginner games, he was able to pick it up. I don't want to guarantee that anybody could, but it is. It's pretty simple. It's not hard to learn either. And it does, I think playing with a small child, you can't have the expectation of like they're going to get this immediately.
Right.
But it is something that's teachable to them. Like it's a goal that you can meet that isn't that hard. And I think that that's really cool. Those games are just all really great beginner games. So, and the other thing that I've loved about board games throughout like the pandemic time is that we've been able to figure out ways of playing them with our friends the way we used to. Like I used to have board game nights with my lady friends all the time. And what we've done now is we'll create like a Zoom meeting and then minimize our us seeing each other, but we can still see each other and like talk to each other. And then we'll each log into Dominion.games, which I really recommend if you like the game Dominion or if you're interested in learning it. It's very great. It's a wonderful website. I pay the premium to get all the expansions, and then my friends all have access when I play. So that's really cool. And we will start a table and we'll just play together. And it's like the good old days. Like it's been it's been a way to really keep in touch with my friends, and Bailey's done it with her friends, and that's been really cool. And then there's also a website that we love called Board Game Arena, and it has a bunch of really fun games for free, or you can pay a little bit, which I do, to support their website, and you get a little bit more accessibility.
Yeah, my favorites are Hanabi and Can't Stop. So if you do that, do those games.
Also, the game I mentioned earlier, Stone Age, is on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has so many games. Board Game Arena has a lot of games.
And this shirt, if you can see it, you can see it.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, Bailey's wearing a no-face shirt.
This is my profile picture for Board Game Arena.
Yeah, they let you
So,
choose
yeah.
avatars, and that's one of the options. So.
Yep.
But I highly recommend that website if you're looking for a way to play board games online and a way to do that like with family or friends that maybe you can't see right now. And that can even just be people that you can't see because you don't live close to each other. Like, I think that's what's been so cool about kind of forcing us to have to find new ways of socializing. Just that we've also been able to connect more with people that we weren't connecting with before because of distance, and just not living in the same state or the same country. And I just think that that's really special.
You also don't have to be really far away. Like Jessica and I play each other on the bed sometimes.
Yes.
It's easier than getting out all the cards for Dominion.
It is. And Bailey and I were playing Hanabi last week in bed together.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, we were just
Hanabi.
like hanging out. So that's how we like to spend our Friday nights still.
Yeah, we're still doing it. We're still presidents of the Games Club.
With our shirts.
With our shirts.
With our shirts. And then the other thing we really wanted to talk about were games that work best with certain amounts of players or in certain situations.
Yeah. I think
Like-
we should start with the lowest. So
Okay.
like let's do 2 play. There are games you can play with 1 player, but let's assume you have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll start with 2-player games. I already mentioned Memoir 44. And then there is a game called Lost Cities, which is actually a really great game
So good.
to play 2-player
I
game.
think I played it once.
It's really fun.
It's really fun. We played it a lot in like college and right out of college.
It's a card game. It's 2-player only. And that used to be something that was so important to me and Christopher in our early marriage time when we didn't have kids. And then also in the first year of having you, Bailey, because we felt like we needed to be home with our baby. And that was like a new experience for us. But we didn't always know what to do, like in the in-between hours, like
Yeah.
in the evenings. And
Wait, guys, I know this isn't a 2-player game, but I just realized we haven't mentioned May I yet?
oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow.
So May I is a card game that we play as a family. And we have like instructions on how to play it on our YouTube channel.
Yes, we do.
But
And that's a
3 to 5
Yeah,
player
3
game.
to 5. I feel like traditionally, like most often, we play it with 4 players, but you really
And
could do
all
3 to
you
5.
need is 2 decks of cards.
Yes.
That's all you need.
That's all you
That's
need.
it.
Really fun.
Also you need like a couple players as well.
Oh yes, and people and friends.
You do need friends.
So 2-player games. Do you have any others?
I don't. Not
I have
off the top of
one.
my head.
What's yours, Bailey?
A spit.
Ah, yes.
Spit is
It's
another card game.
Really fun. It's hard to explain right now, but yeah, you just need two decks of cards, like May I, and you just do it. It's really fast paced. It'll like be done in 20 minutes. Like not 20 minutes. No, like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
really
it's pretty fast. And it's actually one of Parker's favorite games, and he's 7. So it's playable with somebody that's probably maybe even 6 years old, I'd say. So 6 or 7. And it's really fun for me. So like,
Yeah, Parker's beaten me several times.
yeah. And I like that. I love games that can really span generations and be just as fun when you're an adult playing an adult as an adult playing a younger child.
Yeah. Another fun game I like for like 2 to 4 players is the Game of Life. That one's really fun. It's basically just like you go around the board and get money and babies.
Yes, I love filling up the little cars with the babies.
Yes.
And getting twins. You're like,
Yes. I'm like, yes, I got twins.
So Bailey has moved us into the like 2+. So 3-player, 4-player, 5-player. You're getting into games like Catan.
yeah.
You're getting into games like Ticket to Ride is another good one.
Ooh.
Stone Age.
You can play Ticket to Ride with 2 people, but it's a lot less fun.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of how it is with a lot of games. The
Yeah.
first games that we mentioned are just 2-player games. And the games that are more like 2 to 4 players, usually 3 to 4 is like a sweet spot. So you've got
I just remember there was this phase we went through where we were like, tell me all the 2-player games. That was like all we wanted. Like we needed that so much.
But I mean, I know that like most games are more fun with 3 or more players. But I mean, Spit with 3 or more players is so hard.
It's a lot of fun.
It's still fun.
Yeah, it's still
It's more
fun.
chaos.
It's chaos, though. It is absolute and complete chaos. Oh, wait. Is that a pile? Oh, no. That's just a card that was on the bottom of the pile a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and you definitely need different colored decks for that, like different backs. But Spit is typically played with 2 players.
Yeah.
But we have figured out how to make more. But yeah, I was actually going to say for the 2-player game, I was going to say Lost Cities. Like to me, that's like the big standout 2-player game.
Yeah.
Backgammon.
Backgammon's good. Scrabble's good.
I
Classic.
don't remember how to play backgammon. I played it like once when I was like
It's really
7.
fun. It's really fun. We brought it with us to the labor and delivery room when we were having you. And Lost Cities.
Yeah.
I think.
We brought both. And then when we get into the larger groups.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
You have forgotten Mastermind.
Mastermind? That's
Mastermind
a good 2-player
isn't
game.
one of my top 2-player games, but I know that you and Colleen are major Mastermind fans, right? Yeah. I think certain people like really love that game.
It's
That was
like a
good point.
code breaking game.
And Battleship.
Battleship.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Battleship,
another 2-player.
yes. Oh, and this is just really fun because like it's really hard. Operation.
Ah, yes, Operation. I had no idea where you were going with that originally. Yes, as far as group games go, this is a very different thing because you want a game that is very teachable. Like you can teach it so quickly. People who are distracted or like getting snacks can just like join in and like they can do it. And I don't know. I just feel like it's so important to like distinguish it as its own genre.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like I personally love the game 25 Words or Less. It's not a very popular or well-known group game. However, I think they've made a TV show out of it somehow. I don't even know how that ended up happening because like really I thought I was the only person who knew of this game.
It's a great game.
And
Wait, I thought like a lot of people have known about that game.
I think they might know about it more now from the TV show, but it's called 25 Words or Less. So how you play is you have one person for your team bid against another person on the other team, and you look at a card that has 5 words on it, and you have to say how many words you need that are different than what's on the card to get your team to get all 5 of those words correctly. And I think the general, like the rules kind of say, oh, well, say it in 25 or less, like 24 words. And like the bidding is really high. But when we play it, it's like we can do this in 8 words. Or we even get as low as saying we can do this in like 5 or even 4, which doesn't make any sense.
I've done it twice with 4
Christopher
words.
has done it because he is legendary.
I am. I'm legendary.
I'm also legendary. I didn't know what one of the words meant, like the only time I played. So.
That happens a lot. And that's okay. You just agree to like skip that card and it's fine. Or the person you're bidding against, you guys.
The person I was bidding against didn't know the
So then you
word
move on.
either.
I feel like the rules are maybe a little different than how we actually play it, but we have so much fun. It is like one of my top favorite games, especially to play with other adults. I feel like that one's a little bit easier to play in your peer group because the words can be a little bit harder or more like topical to people who are older, depending. But it's just a great game. And I would say another group game that I love that's also less known is called Smarty Party.
That's a trivia game.
It's a trivia game. And I don't love trivia games, but this is like, to me, the perfect group game trivia thing because it's just more fun and light. Unfortunately, it's a little bit dated because I think the cards were printed in like 2001 to 2005 maybe. But that makes the trivia outdated. So that's, I think, its current flaw. I don't know if they've made any more recent expansions.
Is that the one with the pants?
It is. It comes with Smarty Pants.
That's the one I wanted to play since I was like 4 or 5 because I saw the
good.
pants.
I'll play it with you tomorrow. It's so good.
Okay, let's do
I
it
love
tomorrow.
Smarty
Let's
Party.
do it.
And you need at least 4 people for that game. It's like 4
and they
up.
need to be able to
Jacob can probably
read
do
and know some current events, like
Yeah.
a little bit.
Faith and Jacob, maybe, right?
Yeah, so you need for that game, you need to have some knowledge. What I love about it is it's like trivia for everyone. So it'll say like one of the things will be like name the ingredients in a Big Mac or something. Like it's not right. Or it'll say like the characters on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it's usually like some of the cards you're not going to know at all. But some of the cards you're going to be like, I am an expert at
Are
that
there going to
card.
be Harry Potter cards?
There aren't because it's outdated. That's what I'm saying. Like there might be one. There actually might be because the books were made before that time period. But like you want more because it should be more current. But it's an older game and it wasn't, I don't think, as popular though.
Other good like big group games include certain games like Dixit or Apples to Apples, where it's like you're trying to judge other people's opinions on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And then also drawing games are really good. So Pictophone is a great game, won't cost you any money. It's just a few pieces of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great game to play. Pictionary's the classic. And then there's also one of my favorite games that not everyone likes to play is called Who, What, Where. It's another drawing game.
Oh, how do you play that?
You played it a ton.
Yeah, we'll play it. We'll play it together sometime. We have it up.
I love drawing games.
Yeah.
I love them especially when they're like Pictophone or something,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like ends up really ridiculous.
Yeah, Who, What, Where ends up ridiculous.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And then we speaking of like games you can play for free, we play the game Mafia a lot, like as a family and as a group game. And I think you'd have to look up the rules to that, but they're pretty simple.
We
And-
changed them.
Yeah, we changed them a little bit. I feel like it's one of those games that gets passed on in that way, though.
Yeah.
That like everybody has a slightly different way of playing it. I think the game Avalon, is a Mafia variant, but I don't know for sure.
And then
Among
me and
Us
my
is a Mafia variant.
Me and my
Yeah.
friends play a Mafia variant called Murder in the Dark, which is very similar to Mafia.
Oh,
But
nice friends.
no, it's a Mafia.
No, I know. I'm joking.
Obviously, there's a lot we could talk about on this subject.
So
We
much.
could keep going on and on and on. We might do a part 2 of this at some point if people are interested in it. Let us know in the comment section if you're watching this on YouTube. But we have a really fun quiz that we're going to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to
Let's
do it.
do this.
Well, let's first see if we have any words from our sponsors. All right. If you're new to our podcast, please subscribe, first off. But you should also know that we always do a quiz near the end of the podcast where we find out more about ourselves because we love to learn. And they're usually from BuzzFeed. And this one is, this personality quiz will reveal which board game you should play.
Nice. And would you say you could just type in those exact words into Google and maybe BuzzFeed and then it'll pop up?
Yeah. So you could do this yourself.
Yes.
You could do this quiz
I've
yourself.
seen that a lot in the comment section, people wanting to do the quizzes and then not being able to find them. So now they know.
All right. I think we're going to do this 3 times for each of, or once for
Oh.
each of us. So 3 times total
Okay.
Okay.
because we all have different personalities.
Okay.
So we'll start with Bailey. Can you keep a secret? Sure. No. I don't know. Yes.
Sure. I don't know.
Pick a Monopoly token piece. Are you going to be the Scotty dog, the boot, the battleship, or the top hat?
The boot.
The boot. Good choice. Pick a non-board game. Truth or Dare, Hide and Seek, Minecraft, or none of these.
Hide and seek.
Okay. Pick a social media platform. Is it going to be Twitter, Instagram, what is that, Facebook, or TikTok?
Probably TikTok.
TikTok. Pick a dessert. We've got a tiramisu. We've got a pie. We've got a cake, and we got some ice cream.
That ice cream in that like cone bowl covered in sprinkles.
Yeah, you guys can't see it, but it's ice cream in a cone, and the ice cream has sprinkles, and the cone has sprinkles. It looks delicious.
Yes.
What do you love most about playing games? The imaginary world they put you in, winning, the people I play them with, or the challenge?
Well, probably well, I love the people I play them with, but I think the reason why I play games is the imaginary world they put me in.
Okay. All right. Here is the game that you should play.
Did you
Okay.
see it?
No,
Okay.
What do you think the game is?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, this says you should play a game called Spy Alley. I've never even heard of this game.
Oh.
This looks like a fun game. Let's do this.
Some might call you a bit mysterious, and this game is all about spies.
Fun.
We don't have a whole lot of spy games at our house because
I saw
Jessica
a spy
doesn't like
TV
them.
show once.
Nice.
There you
yeah,
go.
it just
The
depends.
other
I wouldn't
day.
say I like blank. I don't like. I haven't liked the spy games that we had, so we got rid of them.
Okay, that's yeah. I'd say that's
Right.
I'd say that's true.
What's
All right,
it called? Like Spy Madness? Spy Alley. Spy Alley.
Spy Alley. Yeah,
All right, I'm ready.
you're ready. Okay, here we go. Can you keep a secret? Sure, no, I don't know, or yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
Pick a Monopoly piece token. Would you be the Scotty dog, the boot, the battleship, or the top hat?
Do you remember who I play with? Because you're the top hat.
I think you're
I'm
usually the
car.
race car. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always the car.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
then
you
I'll
gotta
go
pick
with
something else.
Scotty Dog.
Scotty dog. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Recognizable. Pick a non-board game. Truth or dare, hide and seek, Minecraft, or none of these.
None of those.
Oh. Pick a social media platform. We've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok.
Twitter.
Twitter. Pick a dessert. We've got, it looks like
Yeah, let's just
tiramisu
look
to me.
at it
Yeah,
real
you
quick.
should look at it. There's some pie, some cake.
I don't know what this is. Some sort of weird raspberry insides cake. I'm going to do this apple pie tart.
Apple pie
thing.
tart thing?
I'm going to click it. I kind of like tiramisu now too. Like,
What do you love most about playing games? The imaginary world they put you in, winning, the people I play them with, or the challenge?
I think the people I play them with.
I would have totally pegged
Maybe
you
said
for
the
winning.
challenge. No, I don't care about winning. The challenge was like kind of close.
Okay, so we actually have this game. Do you want to guess what game it is?
It's I don't know. No, I don't want to guess. I want you to tell me.
Okay,
It's a Twister.
It is
I don't know.
not Twister. It is Ticket to Ride.
Hey!
So Ticket to Ride is a
pretty
train
accurate.
game.
It's a
Yeah,
good game. Solid game.
it is a solid game.
Everybody likes Ticket to
Solid
Ride.
game.
Like I haven't found anybody who's like Ticket to Ride. That game stinks.
Yeah.
Everybody likes it.
Oh, is Bailey going to give me
Yeah.
the quiz, or is
I'll give you the quiz. Can you keep a secret?
I'm gonna say yes because I'm a magician, but I don't normally keep secrets in my life. You know, it's not like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said sure.
Yeah.
Like, if I know how to do it, you know. Pick a Monopoly token piece.
I also, because of my magician past, I'm going with the top hat.
Non-board game?
I'm gonna say, I guess I'll say hide and seek. Wait.
Okay.
Out of those, but I think the correct answer was none of these. Is what I should have done.
Christopher loves
We can switch it. Okay, great. That's great.
Pick a social media platform.
Oh, this one's tough. I think I'm gonna go with Twitter on this one. TikTok's fun and all, but
Dessert?
just to be different, I think I'm gonna go with the tiramisu.
What do you love most about playing games?
I'm kind of stuck between the people I play them with or the challenge. I'm gonna go with the
Right?
challenge.
I was torn between those ones.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, you didn't see it.
It doesn't
Erase
matter.
it. It's erased.
It doesn't matter.
It's Monopoly.
Yes, it is. I don't really like Monopoly though. I think they're wrong. I don't know. Monopoly's okay.
Maybe you haven't played it enough.
I think I've always played it wrong. I saw this article about Monopoly and how you play it wrong.
Yeah.
And I definitely was like, oh yeah, I'm not playing it right. Like all the things that they were saying, it's like, this is what the rule book says. This is how most people play it. And it's like what you said before, where there are certain games that get passed down. And Monopoly is one of those games where everybody knows the board, everyone knows the money and the pieces.
Yeah.
But the rules change family to family. And so you end up with not playing it correctly, and it ends up taking longer than it should.
Yeah,
and
it takes
being not
like
very fun.
hours for me. It takes like 4 hours long to play such a simple game, and I'm like, what
And
is going on?
I think a lot of the times too, like the game, we know what happens at like 1 hour in, like we know who's gonna win, and then it takes
You just
4
gotta
hours
play
to
it
like
out.
complete it.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think there's definitely like a trading element that I've
Yeah.
never partaken in, and then there's like some other like
The auctioning is
there's like some advanced money play that I don't know what to do with at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, we should learn it someday.
We should learn it.
It's your game that you're destined to play.
I guess
I'm destined to play that spy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get the spy game. We need to take out Monopoly and relearn it correctly and play it.
All right.
I think that's
Okay,
true.
let's do this. High fives.
We've got
High fives.
So that is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much, Bailey, for joining us. I'm really excited because this week we are supposed to be recording with my friend who's the historian. I've been talking about it for a little while. She is going to teach us more about Thanksgiving, its origins, what is kind of the truth of the history of it. And I'm really excited about knowing more because even though on Thanksgiving, I don't feel like it's ever something where we focus as much on the history of the event. We focus more on like gratitude and family gathering and just like enjoying the food. But I really want to learn more. I want to learn more about it on like a deeper adult level. And I feel like I just learned a very like kind of whitewashed basic version 30 years ago whenever I was a kid in elementary school. And like I really want to learn more from a source that I really respect. And so I'm really looking forward to having my historian friend come and join us. I hope that it works out. It does involve some new technology for us because we are figuring out how to do it distanced.
Yeah.
So as long as like internet and microphones function, we should be getting that done for next week. And I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I always have a good time talking to her about history, especially United States history. She knows a ton.
Yeah.
So it's really, really, it's going to be a great conversation.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope that you guys got some good board game insights. If you were curious about board games, what kinds of board games you should play, what kinds of board games you should try out. Hopefully we gave you some insight there. And I want to thank you very much for listening in today.
And I just really want to go play some board games.
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
probably
let's
just
do that right now.
let's
Let's
do
do it. Let's do it. Let's do this. So which game should we play first?
I feel like we said something and I was like, yeah, we need to go play that.
Yes, it's Smarty Pants.
Yes, but we need to have more people, I think. So
Darn it.
Yeah.
We'll
Wait,
deliberate.
Jacob's downstairs.
We'll deliberate about this.
Hanabi, with my no face.
All right. We'll see you guys at Board Game
Au revoir.
Arena.
Yeah.
We'll see you around.
Au revoir. We should have a podcast where I just try to talk in French the whole time.
How about you start that podcast, Bailey?
Yeah. And then you guys try and translate it. It'll be really fun.
It'll
know-
be a whole hour of the 6 sentences that she knows.
Did you know, Bailey,
Oui,
that
c'est intéressant.
bon, Bailey. Did you know that Duolingo has their own podcast?
Yeah, I've never been able to listen to them though.
Yeah, we should check it out. I think it's a really good idea. And it's being done by them. So why don't we listen to that and support?
Oui.
Oui.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast, and I hope that you tune in next week. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
Au revoir.